Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Issues on Voice of the People television, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Jerry Apeliohai. Nigeria stands at the crossroads of democratic evolution, where the fundamental rights of citizens, the integrity of political parties, and the rule of law are being put to the test. The ongoing struggle for democratic rights, exemplified by the battle for inmates' voting rights, raises profound questions about the nature of democracy and citizenship in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the internal power struggles within the political parties, such as the PDP's crackdown on members supporting opposition leaders, threaten to upend the delicate balance of power. And in the midst of it all, human rights activists like Omoyele Sowore are fighting for their freedom and the right to dissent. As these issues continue to unfold, one thing is clear: the future of Nigeria's democracy, stability, and progress hangs in the balance. Let's take a deeper look at these developing stories and examine the implications for the nation's future. As advised that you stay tuned after this short break, we'll dig deeper into this and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The Independent National Election Commission (Inec) is working with the Nigerian Correctional Service (NCOS) to grant voting rights to inmates. Inec Chairman Mahmood Yakubu stated that the commission is aware of a court judgment affirming inmates' right to vote and is seeking the National Assembly's intervention to clarify the legal framework. Yakubu emphasized that voting is a human right that cannot be taken away from citizens, including those serving time in correctional facilities. The INEC chairman noted that the commission has been working with the NCOS to develop modalities for accommodating inmates' voting rights, including access to facilities and voter education. He also highlighted concerns about access to correctional facilities for observers, media, and political parties. Yakubu assured that INEC is determined to allow inmates to vote in any election provided it is done in accordance with existing laws. The Comptroller General of NCOS, Sylvester Waguche, supported extending voting rights to inmates, citing a recent court ruling that upheld their rights. With over 81,000 inmates in correctional centers, about 66% of whom are awaiting trial, Wakuche emphasized the need for clarity on their voting rights. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests here in the studio. We have Dr. Peter Nasike. Dr. Nasike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Joining us virtually is Emperor Jackson Ojo, a public affairs analyst. He is also a security expert and executive protection specialist. Great to have you join us, Emperor Jackson.
It's my pleasure. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
How do you feel about voting rights for prisoners, for inmates? The idea behind it, what do you think about it? Please. Oh, sorry about that. Do try and get back to us. Let me go to Dr. Nosike. What do you feel about giving prisoners the right to vote?
Well, for me, there are different kinds of inmates.
Yes.
There are convicted prisoners and those in awaiting trial. And going by our constitution, if you are a convict, you cannot stand for election, and if you cannot be voted for, you cannot vote. Understand? If you cannot be voted for, you cannot vote. So, convicted prisoners will not be allowed to vote. But those on awaiting trial, who are yet to be convicted, understand me, they can be allowed to vote based on one condition, they have not been convicted. They are not yet convicts, which means they can come out tomorrow and contest for election. So those people can vote and be voted for.
Okay.
But those who have been convicted, our constitution is against it. But for me, what should be important is making their condition habitable. Understand? That should be of that to me. That should be of more importance to them, making their living conditions better, because of the fund that is from the budget doesn't really get to them. It stops on the way. Senior prison officials hijack the fund that is due for them, understand? So this should be their priority. So for me, I don't really think that if voting is their problem there, understand? Those 66,000 people on awaiting trial, they should be calling for the for the court to come and either take them to court or let them go. I don't think if voting should be their main concern.
All right, let me go to Emperor Jackson, if we will have him back. What do you think about allowing prisoners to vote in an election, most especially as the 2027 election is approaching?
I think they are just designing a new method whereby 200 prisoners will be made to come and vote, and they will change it to 2,000 prisoners. Because who are the people to bring the prisoners out to the respective polling units? Government functionaries, government security agencies. That is it. A man that has committed a crime against the state, that is convicted, is not eligible to vote because he has lost the total franchise. He cannot be voted for and he cannot vote. So to me, is it the priority now? Most of them, assuming we are in a state whereby they even jail, I mean, the kind of professor that was jailed for electoral malpractices in Akwa Ibom State, we come and vote too. Somebody that committed an electoral fraud, electoral crime, we come again to come and vote? No, to me, that's not the priority now. The priority now is the numbers of people that still have their franchise to vote and to be voted for. How are their votes going to be counted? How will the normal result be transparently announced? That is supposed to be the thing that will preoccupy the minds of Inec people now, not those people in prison. I don't know, not those people in prison. What if you bring them out that day in large numbers? And those people that are part of their member that escaped punishment, they now come out to wage war. At the end of the day, they will scatter everywhere. Will the election be cancelled? So to me, that is immaterial for now. Possibly when we get political exposure, democratic exposure to that level, maybe we will be considering that. But for now, 2027, I don't think that is necessary.
Okay, Dr. Onosike, just some few months ago, we talked about allowing people to vote in the diaspora, and that is still in contention whether it's going to be possible. Now they're bringing another talk about a court case which says that prisoners should be allowed to vote, and they're waiting on the National Assembly.
Our constitution frowns at it. You cannot be a convict cannot vote and cannot be voted for. Understand? So I say, but those in detention is not their problem as we speak. Some people just want to make money out of them. Understand? I know that for this to be possible, they are going to establish a pooling units that's in the prisons. Because you cannot bring them out.
So who will be the Inec officials that will go to the prison
so
and
for
feel
me,
safe?
These guys are what they are doing. Even I know that it will not sell in the National Assembly.
You think?
That it will not sell. It will not sell in the National Assembly. INEC should be focused on getting a free, fair, and credible election in 2027. So all these side attractions, they should forget about it. All this, because there's a saying that unnecessary possessions brings unnecessary problems. Understand? You have not handled those that are out on the street. You are not looking for more problems for yourself. Diaspora, which is even people who are free, can come back to Nigeria and vote and can be voted for. You've not taken care of them. You are no more talking about them. It's now those in prison. For me, they shouldn't distract us at all. We have had enough of these people. It's only in Nigeria that somebody like the INEC chairman would be walking free with all the atrocities that he committed in 2023. It's only in Nigeria that such a man that would be someonizing, and people that, to me, he should be among those convicts in prison. Yakubu Mohammed should be one of those convicts in prison. So he shouldn't add to our anger. Understand? Manage those that are outsiders, even though he's not going to be the one to conduct 2027.
You're so sure about
They are
that?
going to kick him out this year. Before, yes, after Anambra governorship election, he'll be off. Understand? But they shouldn't distract us at all. We have had enough in the hands of INEC. That's my position.
Let me now go to Emperor Jackson. Yeah, taking a look at this situation, would there be any ploy by some individuals within the political circle to fly this bill so that they can use it as a mechanism to rig the next election? And if that is the case, why does it look like they're looking for those who the Constitution does not recognize to be a part of the election at this time where our election is filled with a lot of malpractice, a lot of questions about how Nigerians vote, who are already, those who are even have the rights, they feel disenfranchised. Is this the right time to be looking at all of these distractions? Can we confidently even have a situation where we should be talking about this at this point in time?
I've said it in my intro.
Yes.
What is the data? Do we have the data analysis of our Nigeria Correctional Center, otherwise known as prison, as of today? If this get true, honestly, you will discover that Ikoyi prison may be having 500 inmates now. But during election, Ikoyi prison will be having 1 million inmates. Because nobody will enter if they put a polling unit within the prison yard. Definitely there is no other person that will go there. So whatever they say, whatever they announce as the result of the election, and you will see people going there to say, if you do this vote, if you vote for the incumbent president, if you vote for the incumbent governor, you will be released any moment. That is indirect way of buying votes. That is one. So all the votes from that prison yard will be for the ruling party. One. Two, they will multiply the numbers of inmates with power of multiple multiplication. The inmates that are 500 will turn to 15,000. The inmates that attend 2,000 will turn to 250,000. So to me, this is an alibi that they are preparing to further rig the election. That is it. It is not tenable, it is not acceptable. As passing through the Senate or the National Assembly, definitely it will pass through the National Assembly, because the National Assembly do not even need any opposition of voice now to get their two-thirds majority that can pass any bill to law. So that is it. It is unacceptable. We won't accept it. And that is why we are condemning it here.
All right, Yakubu Mahmoud seems to be advocating this, and he made mention of political parties also having access to the prisoners to go and campaign. Which political party will feel comfortable going to the prison to campaign to this inmate to vote in the next election and so on and so forth? And even the Inec ad hoc staff.
Mentioning that man's name annoys me. Understand me? Hearing his name angers me. Understand? Where on earth does a politician go to prison to campaign? Where on earth does politicians go to prison? Their problem is freedom. Their problem is to make their life better. Understand me? Their problem is those of them that don't have handwork, let them have a skill or a vocation, so that when they come out, they will become responsible citizens. They'll be able to feed themselves, feed their family, and be useful to the country, and not voting in an election. What this man is doing is what they call in law going fishing. That's what he is doing. Understand? Prisoners have never come out to say we want to start voting. There was never any journalist that had gone to prison and asked them, is there a problem voting in an election? It has never happened. So why is this man going fishing? So the money that they gave to him in 2023 is not enough. The money that they gave to him in 2023 is not enough. He still wants to cause more issues. For me, the problem that even that word, correctional center, nothing is being corrected. It is prison, and will remain to be prison until, because their life has never changed. So changing a name does not make any meaning. Understand me? Changing to correctional center while their life remains the same does not make any meaning. So the issue is this: they should warn. If those of them, imagine 66,000 people on awaiting trial, they should talk about speeding the justice system for those of them who have no case to answer to go home. When they get to their houses, they can now vote. Then those who has case to answer, let them try them. If they are convicted, they will now be given a sentence. They will now know whether they'll be going home in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, or the next 10 years. They'll begin to make up their minds. So those in awaiting trial, their future is unknown. They don't know whether they will be going tomorrow or next 10 years. So this is their problem, and not voting in an election. So Mahmoud Yakub is just trying to see ways to cause trouble in this country. He's just looking for a way that will cause trouble in this country. And for me, I know that it will not pass in the National Assembly. It will not, because this is changing of the Constitution, which has said that a convict cannot stand for an election in Nigeria. A convict cannot vote and cannot be voted for. Understand? So if prisoners can start voting in Nigeria, it means those in prison can also contest. Understand me? Those in prison can also contest. Then they should be allowed to be going to Inec offices to get their voters card. They should be allowed that to go out and campaign.
At least they'll be taking them their voters' card to beat them in the precinct.
Right?
Yeah, for
No.
instance.
Then if they want to campaign,
Yes, the political parties to go to the prison yard to
no,
campaign.
if those in prison want to campaign, because if you can vote,
Okay, yes, they should be allowed to go out to campaign too.
if you can vote,
You should be allowed to contest.
It means that you can be voted for. So if those in prison can vote, they can also be voted for, which means they have every right to contest an election. They should be allowed to go out and also campaign. Understand?
Yes.
If they are contesting for House of Assembly, they should have a constituency which they will go out and canvass for votes. So what Mahmoud Yakubu just wrote is going fishing. He just wants to cause problem in this country.
Could he be acting a script from a?
He
from
has
some-
always acted a script.
Right. To plan to in a way to somehow find a way.
He has always acted a script. But on this one, he is trying to punch more than his weight.
You think the National Assembly is going to accept this?
I
bill?
said it will be craziness on their own part to amend the constitution.
This has been on since 2018.
I said it will be madness on their own part to amend because it's amending the constitution. That's the only way this thing can stand. And mind you, the local government autonomy which they amended, which was passed by the Supreme Court, National Assembly is yet to expunge that section of the Constitution that says
Local government can have autonomy.
local government money should be paid into a joint account. They have not expunged it, which means local government autonomy cannot work because governors threatened or the president.
They're fighting against it.
And that's why the president just calmed down. So there are no more to talking about it.
All right, let's still talking about politics. Let's go about the political parties. This time around, we'll focus on the People's Democratic Party. PDP has warned its members who are expressing support for President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027 to retrace their steps or face stiffer sanctions. The PDP's National Working Committee, NWC, criticized these members for engaging in anti-party activities, which it said could negatively impact the party's electoral fortune. The NWC cited the Section 10, Subsection 6 of the PDP Constitution, which prohibits members from aligning with other parties or groups to undermine the party. The warning comes after some prominent PDP members, including former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose and Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, publicly endorsed the President Tinubu's re-election bid. The PDP NWC, talking about the National Working Committee, expressed dismay over these actions, describing them as a serious threat to the party's stability and sustenance. The PDP NWC urged its members to remain loyal and focused and to work towards the successful conduct of the party's national convention scheduled for November 15 and 16, 2025 in Ibadan. The party's leadership is determined to enforce its constitution and maintain party unity ahead of the 2027 elections. Let me go over to Emperor Jackson. Is it rather too late? Because they entertained Wike, for instance, who is the current minister of the FCT, who has openly showed support for the current president, who is in opposition. And now other governors are following suit. Some have even crossed from the party, and they've done nothing. Is it like the NWC, the National Working Committee, is just trying to be relevant? Because it's just like a dog without teeth barking and threatening to bite.
Is taking PDP seriously today as an opposition party in Nigeria. I think it's only on serious persons that will be taking PDP as serious. To me, I see PDP as an appendage of the APC. A former governor Nyesom Wike did openly the last election. In the off-season election in Ondo State, he openly supported and campaigned for the governor, the candidate of APC. In the off-season election in Edo State, he openly campaigned for the gubernatorial candidate of APC. And that is why recently when that one want to launch a transport company, revive a transport company, he invited him to come and commission it. Ayodele Fayose, the former governor of Ekiti State, who was an official member of G5 governors, openly endorsed the presidential candidate, the will be presidential candidate of APC 2027. Otom is still a member of PDP. He is still in support of the incumbent president. Ugwanyi is still a member, former governor of Enugu State. He is still a member of PDP. He has endorsed Mr. President. The worst governor during his time, the worst governor in Africa, the former governor of Abia State, is still a member of PDP. He is endorsing the incumbent president. All these people are still friends. They are still political associates working against the PDP. And there is nothing has been done to them. PDP, they are just coming, the remaining persons in PDP, they are appendages of APC. They are just coming out to back, but they cannot bite. So nobody should take them seriously. I think if we are considering any party as an opposition now, since the ADC has not been infiltrated by the APC goons, I think we should consider ADC as the main opposition party. But PDP, Labour Party, I think those are gone. They are not disciplined themselves. That is it.
Let me go to Dr. Anasike. What precedent was set when Wike was openly showing support for the president and nothing was done? Because now it now looks like Fayose is now declaring support for the president and still a member of PDP, and Adeleke has done it. The NWC suddenly has found his teeth and started barking. But do you think anything is going to come out of this, or is this just medicine after death?
As far as I'm concerned, PDP is dead. The true members of PDP has moved into ADC. What we have now is PDP being run from Aso Rock. Even what Jerry Ghana, all of them, those wooing Goodluck Jonathan that to come out and contest, they are just working for APC. Understand? They want to see if Jonathan can come out to further divide or the votes. Understand me? That is why they are wooing Jonathan. And I know that Jonathan cannot fall into it. I know that he cannot. So for me, PDP politically is dead. So whatever they are saying, even Makinde, who has promised to host their end of their convention in November, is also working for Bonda Ahmed Tinubu, because he had a deal with Tinubu in 2023. Support me, I support you. Support me, I support you. That was the only reason why he won the election. Because the other members of G5 lost their own elections. Samuel Otom Ugwanyi was beaten in his own ward. Okezie Ibazo was beaten in his own ward. Understand? So all these people, PDP to me is no more a political party. Even talking of the parties in opposition, PDP is now part of the ruling party. Understand? And those who are calling PDP, they are members of APC. So all they are trying to do, even those who saying that P2B should return to PDP, they are still members of APC. All they are doing is to make sure that it will be easy for Tinubu in 2027, because hunger has mobilized Nigerians against Tinubu in 2027. So all they are doing now, including Jonathan, who is not interested, just to see if he can come and then maybe help to divide the votes from the south. Understand? So that if P2B comes, Jonathan will help to get some of the votes. But Jonathan's time has passed. Understand? Jonathan's time has passed. So it will be stupidity on his own part to come out and say, I'm going to contest. The little good name that he still maintains will be eroded fast. Understand? Once Jonathan announces that he will be contesting, he will lose credibility immediately.
Yeah.
He will lose credibility immediately because it means that he wants to help Tinubu to win in 2027. Understand me? If Jonathan said that he is contesting and that PDP promised him automatic ticket and he accepts it, he's working for Bonamed Tinubu.
And let's not forget, would it not make sense if he wants to return to as president to challenge Tinubu? Because Tinubu was one of those who masterminded his ouster with that protest that happened in Ojota, and of course forming the APC and supporting Buhari to oust him from office. He might be saying, okay, let me pay this man back in his coin, let me make sure he doesn't serve second time.
In 2011, Tinubu betrayed Nuhu Rebadu, understand, to support Goodluck Jonathan. So Tinubu had a deal with Jonathan in 2011. The only person that said that he would not be part of the deal was Adebo Sanda, who was the governor of Osun State then. That was why Odebadu couldn't even get up to 200,000 votes as a candidate of ACN. Jonathan won the whole of Southwest, including that's minus Osun, because Osun State refused to be part of the agreement. Understand me? So, for me, if Jonathan agrees that to run on the part of PDP, he's working for Bonamed Tinubu.
All right. Let me go to April Jackson. Since that the conversation has come out that they might be wooing Jonathan, and let's not forget, they've also made an effort to bring P2B to the PDP, and now they are warning those who are campaigning for the president, and of course they are preparing for a big congress in Ibadan in the month of November. Does that say that PDP may be having plans to revamp itself and reshape itself and position itself for the 2027 election with this warning? Maybe the likes of Wike might be asked to shoot their sword and return fully back to the PDP, and all hands who are left will return back to the party and become a force. Is there going to be a...
So wait, if he returns, Tinubu will
allow him
fold his hands.
I'm just asking, is there a plan on the works? What if Wike might be...
APC agents. The convention in Ibadan may even be financed by the APC. That's from the... This APC, PDP takes order from Aso Rock.
So, Emperor Jackson, could there be any plan to revamp the PDP, and that is why now they are talking and warning those individuals who are in the party showing support for the current president?
I think you have your correspondence here in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we do.
I think you have your correspondence here in Port Harcourt.
Yes, we do.
Ask your correspondents what happened last week Saturday during the primary election of the local government this thing. In the same hall, at the same time, APC and PDP were conducting their primaries. And yes, Wike was the one coordinating everything. In this hall, APC will be there, PDP will be there. And he will say, okay, it's the APC candidate that is going. So both PDP and everybody we adopt APC candidate. If we go to another local government, even if APC people are the majority there, it will tell them that in this local government, is PDP candidate, the PDP pen that we are adopting. It was an issue of adoption. So AP PDP is what we have today. It's not APC, it's not PDP. And Wike that is doing all this, despite what he did that time. Wike is not a repentant person at all. Wike is representing the interest, he is the leader of APC in Rivers State, he is the leader of PDP in Rivers State. So, are you telling me such a character will change? No, such a character is not going to change. And he made it known before the last election that he was going to work against the president candidate of the party. And he made sure House of Assembly, House of Representatives, the senators, all won by PDP. You understand? By the president candidate. And he's still doing the same thing today. He remained in PDP in order to make sure that PDP is totally suffocated and PDP has no life again before it will now leave PDP. That's exactly. It's an agent of APC. That is why I tell you that PDP today, they are appendages of the president and appendages of his party, APC. So to me, there is nothing PDP is doing now that I value to be anything meaningful. I believe they are just the remaining people there. They are just working to make sure they finally kill the party. Most of them today, up to their National Executive Council members. Somebody see the way Wike fought for Sam Mayamu to retain his secretaryship position. And that one is a loyal member, loyal fellow to Wike and APC. Danobi, they are still fighting till today that Danobi should be recognized as the PDP zonal chairman of this thing. Whereas Danobi and Years of Wike, they are friends, they are political associates. So Wike is the one doing the actual job for them. And the job is to make sure he suffocates life out of PDP before he will finally join APC. That is it. So nothing meaningful will come out of PDP. I can't even trust Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde is fighting to be the candidate of PDP. And possibly, maybe a month to election, he will surrender. He will tell you he's withdrawing. He has consulted with the family, the health and the business associate, all of them say he should withdraw. It will be too late for PDP to replace candidates. Those are the kind of gimmicks these people are putting front. So nothing meaningful. Nigeria that need opposition. Let Nigeria look towards ADC. That is all. But when you talk of Labour Party, when you talk of they are trying to destabilize Obi. That is why they are trying to woo Obi too. To APC. You are wooing AMA. You are wooing Obi to PDP. You are wooing Jonathan to PDP. Seyi Makinde want to contest. That is it. So what they want to do is these people will make the southern vote weak for any opposition, because at the end of the day, all of them are going to come out very weak in their campaign, or they might even withdraw when it will be too late for PDP to change a president candidate. That is the gimmicks they are playing, and this is not nothing. This is no longer anything meaningful to people like us.
All right, let me also talk about the wife of talking about Goodluck Jonathan has already openly shown support to President Tinubu ahead of the 2027 election. So how does that irony speak when they are talking about bringing Jonathan to contest the presidential election, when the wife has already preempted herself, saying that she was going to support President Tinubu in 2027?
The issue is this. You know, a lot of her properties was seized under the Buhari administration. So, and for those properties to be released for her, she has to show support. Understand? So that is one of the reasons. And Nigerians always like imagining things.
Yes.
When Jonathan went to Babangida, that's how this information started. Because Jonathan went to see Babangida, it's now become that he is
The kingmaker.
he is consulting.
Okay.
Understand me? That he is
Kingmaker.
consulting. Understand? Jonathan never told anybody that he is going to contest. And Jonathan not even have that courage to come out, because what he went through in the hands of the opposition then, he would not want to have a repeat of such. Understand? He would not want to have a repeat of such. And again, him coming out to say that I'm contesting against Tinubu, all the properties that of the wife that was seized will go. Understand? So personally and even nationally, it will not be in his own interest. The only way he can come out and say I'm contesting is just to further divide the votes in the South. Understand? Because one, P2B is going to take the whole Southeast, South. So if Jonathan comes and is given the party ticket of PDP, he might get support from people who doesn't understand politics in the South, and therefore dividing the southern votes. Understand me? So that's the only way. That's why I say, if he comes out to contest, he's working for Bundame Tinubu. Okay. And he's not contesting to win, but for Tinubu to win in 2027.
All right. Talking about P2B, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate has condemned the detention of Omole Sowore by the Nigerian police force, describing it as an abuse of state power and a miscarriage of justice. Obi stated that Sowore's detention without clear charges are unlawful and is unacceptable, and called for his immediate release or formal charges under the law. He emphasized the importance of upholding the rule of law and protecting citizens' rights. Sowore was detained after honoring the police invitation over alleged forgery and inciting disturbance. His supporters protested at the force headquarters in Abuja and the Lagos State Police Command headquarters, demanding his immediate release. Let me go to Emperor Jackson. How does someone leave a situation of protesting for the rights of the police? And of course, he was even celebrating that the police pension has been increased, and it looks like the president listened to that protest. From there, he's talking about his lenses or glasses were taken away from him, and he complained about that. All of a sudden, he was trying to fight with the police, and today it looks like the police is the one tormenting Sowore. Emperor Jackson, just in 1 minute so we can wrap it up.
Of police is Sowore supporting. Is it supporting the top hierarchy, the top echelon of the Nigeria police? No, he's supporting the downtrodden, the poorly paid, the poorly remunerated police officers. And those are the zombies. Those take instruction from the superior. There is no way those people can say no to their bosses. So to me, Sowore is just trying to do what he's doing I may not know the reason why is he trying to do this. Because you are just taking risk of your life. This is a democratic system whereby there is no strong opposition. Any democracy where there is no strong opposition is not different from autocracy. And what is autocracy? Autocracy, their government, they are like military. So when you are dealing with these sort of people, you must be very careful, because you must even be alive and lively first, before you even enjoy whatever you are working for. So to me, I wouldn't know why Sowore is putting his life on the line. If he died through that process, nothing will happen. So to me, I urge him to be very careful. So when you are dealing with a one-way traffic driver, you must be very careful, because he's ready to cross anybody and continue his movement. And the government we have today in Nigeria, they're like one-way traffic drivers.
All right. Yeah, Dr. Nosike, do you think Peter Obi adding his voice to this is going to change anything and help his case?
It shows the difference between Sowore and Peter Obi. Mind you, Sowore is one of those that always attack Peter Obi.
Yes.
Whatever Sowore, Peter Obi say or did, there's no name that Sowore has not called Peter Obi. Understand? But it's just like Jesus and the Jews. Father, forgive them for they know not what they doing. Understand me? Right. So it shows who Peter Obi is. That his ways and thoughts are far higher than all these people.
Wow. Very interesting. Just reminds me of the Shylock story, where Shylock was demanding the pound of flesh from the man who owed him money. But the story definitely goes for those who didn't read the Shakespeare novel talking about Shylock. All right, as these stories continue to unfold, one thing is clear. Big thanks, Dr. Anosige, and big thanks, Emperor Jackson. It's been awesome having you, your insights on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay. All right. The future of Nigeria's democracy, the rule of law, and the rights of its citizens hangs in the balance. Will the nation's leaders uphold the principles of justice, equality, and fair play? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for further updates on these developing stories. I am Jerry Alpelohai. This has been the Issues on Voice of the People Television. Have a great weekend.